I reviewed and compared these two little beauties about 12 months ago. I'll put a link to that video below. And in that vid, I went through the similarities and the differences between them, what you get in the accessories kit, how much they cost, yada, yada, yada. Fairly typical review. What I didn't get to do was a real world comparison between the two. Put them through their bases, doing exactly the same job. Well, I've now got that opportunity. On the bench in front of me, I've got 25 lengths of 3x2 planed, tannalized, and I need to put a bevel on all four sides. So I've got both routers with exactly the same setup as a standard 45-degree 2-flute bearing guided bit in each. Both set to exactly the same depth. They're both set to full speed, and they've both got freshly charged batteries in them. And I'm going to see how they feel, how well they perform, doing 25 pieces of this with the Dewalt and then 25 pieces of this with the Milwaukee. I should have said I've got 50 of them to do in total, but there is 25 on the bench at the moment. The obvious differences between the two routers is this is approximately 900 watt and this is 600 watt. This has got a smaller base. This one's slightly extended. This has got a slightly smaller diameter body. This one's slightly bigger. So let's see how well they fare and what they feel like. My hand is killing me, but that did take probably neck end of half an hour gripping the body. The body's quite warm, not hot, warm. 7 left to go and the battery's gone. Well, that's a surprise result. Let's do the non-subjective bits first. So the Dewalt managed the whole batch on one battery, the Milwaukee didn't. That really surprised me. Larger motor, I would have thought would draw more power. Smaller motor went through the battery. They're both 5 amp hour, 18 volt batteries. So, but I don't get that, I'm a bit confused. The smaller motor, the Milwaukee, bogged down quite a bit, whereas the Dewalt didn't. The Dewalt allowed me to push through the cut at the speed I wanted to go at. With the Milwaukee, when I tried to achieve that same speed, then I got loads of chatter and motor bogging down, and I also had to quite often go back and redo that bit to clean it up, which meant using the Milwaukee took about a quarter of an hour longer than the Dewalt. That was a hell of a surprise. The more subjective bit, slightly, the larger bass on the Dewalt made it feel a lot more stable and actually a lot more easier to use. The smaller bass on the Milwaukee felt a lot more tippy. So in future, I'll be using the Dewalt for larger, heavier work and the Milwaukee for smaller, lighter work. So less versatile, less of an all-rounder than I thought at the beginning. But mind you, both of these are just with the fixed bass, not the plunge bass. It's got nothing to do with it, which turns it into a different machine, obviously. And the most surprising bit for me, the thicker body on the Dewalt actually made my hand ache less and was more comfortable after half an hour's routing. Maybe the extra time with the Milwaukee with the smaller body is what made my hand ache more, but it's still aching now. So again, a surprise for me. Let's not give the wrong message out here. They are both incredible routers and both highly versatile routers. In this particular test, I think this router came out on top. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you got one of these? Do you love it or hate it? Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the vid and see you next time. Ta-ra.